What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. We're almost done with the WNBA recaps from Friday. I got one more game to cover. But we're gonna talk about the Aces and the Fever game. This is part 2 of that game. Back to back. It was a great game by the Aces. The Fever struggled early in the first half. Kelsey Mitchell basically shot her whole load in the first half. She was done. She basically she carried them the whole first half. Players were missing shots. They didn't feature Alyssa Smith a lot. Yeah, I know she missed some free throws, but Alyssa's been missing free throws all year. But her rebounding and her help side defense helps Aaliyah Boston out very much. Her and Time are very good at helping on that backside and using their long wingspan to give A'ja Wilson problems. That's the reason why A'ja Wilson struggled this game, and they didn't get any credit for it. Everybody wanted to talk about Caitlin Clark's defense, especially on Cashapp's page, or you know him as Simply Ball Dropping. Shout out to Cashapp, man. You did a great video. You had a great live that night, and you had another great live last night, sir. I salute you, my king. But Caitlin Clark really didn't play any great defense. She got away with fouling. She's allowed to push people. She pushed Jackie Young near the end, but we're going to get to that in a minute. I want to talk about the defense that Timmy Fagbenle, Alyssa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston played. You guys have to understand it's more to basketball than just one side of the ball. Yes, offensively, Aaliyah Boston struggled. Alyssa struggled. Timmy kind of struggled. Dantes really was the best. She was the best low post player that had the better offensive game because she could shoot the three as well. All of them can all play on 3 levels except Timmy. Timmy is basically Timmy's basically I think a 1 or 2 level scorer. She's not really a strong 3-point shooter. She's good from the mid-range and she can score at the low post. But some of the things that I love that they did was they were pushing around A'ja. They got physical with A'ja. They were bumping her a lot because they were trying to make it tough on her, trying to make it, let me see. All right, that's better. Trying to make it tough on her, trying to make it difficult for her to get to her spots. Because remember the first game, A'ja just killed them early from the mid-range, and then Kelsey Plum just basically closed the door on them. The defense on Caitlin Clark was very good. Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum are outside of the Connecticut Suns, Alyssa Thomas and Dejanay Carrington. They're probably the 2 best perimeter players. You can also throw Courtney Williams and McBride in that sentence. But their defense on Caitlin Clark to frustrate her, to cut off her lanes, to force her to be a playmaker early, really helped them out a lot because she was turning the ball over as usual. And they were able to attack her on the defensive end because Caitlin struggles staying in front of her defender. Now, when she's in that zone and she has the ability to play a zone against you, she's a better and effective defender that way. I remember Kobe Bryant used to say he hated zone because it felt like it shortchanged the player from actually learning the other side of the ball. And because of her lack of defense and her lack of being a floor general, it hurts the Fever at times. The Fever will do well against like the lower bottom teams like the Sky, the Wings, the Sparks, the Dream, and all of them because they have the ability to run a lot. They could push the pace, because those teams are really not that good as far as they're really not that good as far as controlling them from pushing the pace. They don't have the guards to be able to be physical with CC. The Sparks have the guards to be physical with CC. So does the LA Sparks, but the Chicago Sky, the Dallas Wings. Now the Washington Mystics, that's going to be a good game to watch this week coming up. The Fever and the Mystics, because the Mystics have the guards and perimeter play to actually contain a Caitlin Clark. But Caitlin Clark really didn't get going until the fourth quarter. I don't know why people were talking about, oh, second half she did. She really didn't play in the second half. The third quarter she didn't really do well at all. It was mainly Aaliyah Boston waking up. Alyssa Smith was waking up. Hole, I believe, hit a 3. But Erica Wheeler, throwing her in the game and actually playing her was very good. Dantas started waking up. Dantas started hitting some big shots in the second half. And Alyssa Smith was put on the bench. To me, I don't know what it is with her and Christy Sides, but for some reason they just don't get along. Alyssa Smith missing free throws. Not only is she missing free throws, but she gets the offensive rebounding, and she's a good low post defender. Her and Aaliyah did some great jobs on Asia early. I thought she would play some more, but she didn't. They threw Timmy in there. Timmy Fagbenle and Dantas actually provided the scoring they needed in the third quarter to kind of bring them back. And then Caitlin got a 3 off, like one logo 3, and then she got a couple drives to the lane, which I don't understand how they let her get to the lane. Like, I guess they're trying not to get a foul, because as soon as they try to cut in front of her, the refs are going to call a foul. They're going to try to defend her. I was noticing people were saying, oh, they weren't calling fouls. They were being too physical. They were overly aggressive. Those guys are soft. Like Wody Mack and all them guys, they soft and they don't like being defended. I know guys like that on the court. You get physical with them and give them a little forearm, they call them for the ref to call a foul. They're going to cry all game. So those guys were soft on the basketball court. You knew how to get under their skin. They weren't overly aggressive. Cece actually adapted to the physicality as it got later in the game. Fourth quarter, she started doing her shooting, hitting threes, getting to the basket, getting some and ones. She brought the game down, but Chelsea Gray was destroying her on the other end of the floor. Chelsea Gray was just behind the back, controlling it, getting her shot off. Kelsey tried to defend her. Cece tried to defend her. I felt Christy Sides put the ball in Cece's hands way too much. Kelsey should have gotten the ball more in the second half. They went away from Kelsey Mitchell, and that's the reason they lost this game. They would have won this game if Kelsey Mitchell could have got the ball more. Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum played great all game and down the stretch. Jackie Young's defense was very key on Caitlin Clark for 3.5 quarters. In the fourth quarter, Chelsea was hitting some big shots. She hit some threes. Jackie Young started facilitating, getting her shot. Kelsey Plum hitting those threes down the stretch really sealed the game. And it shows that the Fever's rotational defense is not good. And this is what's going to hurt them in the playoffs. Caitlin Clark can't be sitting in that one-person zone on the weak side all game, because you're going to go against a team like the Lynx or like the Aces again, or the New York Liberty. They're going to exploit that. They're going to exploit where you're at. They're going to end up putting Breanna Stewart on you off of a switch. You're going to have to guard Breanna. As soon as you bring that double team, oh, I'm hitting either Sabrina over here or I'm hitting an open person. It depends on who's open. Somebody could be open from the elbow 3, or You could have JJ cut to the basket. She could throw it to JJ. JJ could get an easy layup. Or you could get the ball to go, Hurts. What you doing? There you go. You can get the ball to JJ, or you can get it to Sabrina on the cut. But as far as the play, yes, CC balled out in the fourth. But to me, Indiana lost this game because they didn't get Kelsey Mitchell going. Why did you go away from Kelsey Mitchell? Kelsey Mitchell gave you about 20 buckets in the first half. Like, she was carrying y'all in the first half. She was hitting big three after big three. And then y'all stopped going to her because you want to give the ball to this ball hog, LaCaitlin. LaCaitlin cost y'all the game. Everybody bragging about she put this up. No, she cost you the game because what is your job as a point guard? What is your job? What is your job as a point guard? Your job as a point guard is to get shots for your teammates. If they're having an off game or they're being covered, that's when you take over. A la Chelsea Gray dropped 28 on CeCe's head, on Mitchell's head, on anybody who guarded her. Chelsea gave them all the business. But y'all telling me Caitlin Clark played defense. Where? Because she got a steal? Because she jumped the passing lane? That's not playing defense. That's just you jumping the passing lane. That was really a bad pass by, I think it was Jackie or Kelsey, or one of them threw a bad pass. The bench for the Aces really concerns me. Tiffany Hayes and Kia Stokes. Well, Kia didn't come off the bench, but Tiffany Mitchell. No, yeah, Tiffany Mitchell and I forgot who the other person is to come off the bench for them. But they didn't really add a lot to the team. Tiffany Hayes. I said Tiffany Mitchell. Mitchell is up there in Connecticut. Tiffany Hayes. And then they had Queen Egba, I think. I don't know if she came in, but Alyssa Clark hit a couple threes down the stretch. And during the beginning of the game, the bench has to me, play a little better. That also hurt Indiana. Indiana's bench, Dantas, outside of Dantas, nobody really got off. Nobody really got off. Nobody really got off and everything, and that really hurt them down the stretch. You know, that hurt them down the stretch. They really didn't capitalize on it. But the Las Vegas Aces down the stretch, Asia Wilson went to work. Her and Chelsea and Plum, J.O. closed the game out. The big four did their job. Everybody is saying that, the Fever played a great game. Fever did not play a great game. You guys were terrible on your rotations on the defense. Lexi Hole, how many times she's going to get away with fouling? I know you guys love Lexi Hole because most of y'all want to bang her. I know y'all want to bang Lexi Hole, but Lexi Hole is a terrible defender to me. All she does is foul every play. And she gets away with all this cheap shot and crap, but if somebody give her a little elbow to her face, she on the floor what did I do? You're fouling. That's what you did. Nigga, you fouling. Stop fouling. Caitlin Clark around here pushing people like the old NBA Live. Remember on Sega Genesis back in the day? You turned the fouls off on NBA Live and you was just going around pushing people and people were falling, the ball falling. That's what Caitlin Clark's doing. She pushed Chelsea Gray. Then she threw her damn arm out to hit Asia in the face. She hit Asia in the face when Asia was trying to come and set the pick. She done hit the girl in the face. They wait till later to call a foul. Like when Asia got in and tried to go up, that's when Fag Benley and Aaliyah Boston fouled the hell out of her. But y'all trying to tell me, man, they just giving her the whistle. No, your team is nothing but foulers. I'm going to start calling you the Indiana Foulers. That's all y'all do. Y'all some dirty ass players. Y'all are dirty. I'm watching the game. I'm like, wow. Y'all got to stop glazing this girl because she shoots a logo 3 and she only shot 1. She got a couple other shots. What Cece need to work on is her left. She has no left hand. She got to work on her floater. Defensively, she has to learn how to give effort and sell out. See, this is why I blame Lisa Bluter. Lisa Bluter ruined Caitlin Clark. She plays no defense, and she turns the ball over at a high clip. Why are you turning the ball over? And then she's making passes late in the game that you don't make. You can make them early in the game, but you don't make that late in the game. I'm trying to see what GAWD Mac and all of these guys are seeing in her game. I don't see it. To me, she's a phenomenal player. I just don't see a generational talent. I see a woman who's allowed to get away with things that's not being called, and I'm going to keep calling the bullshit out. Aaliyah Boston did good down the stretch. She hit a couple shots, but your job as a point guard is to get your ballers, your players. When you don't go to Aaliyah or Kelsey Mitchell down the stretch to get them in the game, you're going to lose. When Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell are scoring the boatload of the points, the Indiana Fever win those games. They win those games. So y'all got to stop with this, oh, she put up this, and I don't care about stats. This is the stat I care about. Turnovers. The distribution of the ball. The rotation on defense. Mental toughness in situations down the stretch. I have not seen that from the Fever when they play against great teams. When Kelsey Mitchell is cooking like she was, you keep letting her cook. You keep letting her cook. You keep letting her do her thing. But you guys continuously try to tell me that this girl is a point guard. Caitlin Clark needs to move to the 2 guard, and they need to get them a point guard. When Erica Wheeler got in the game, they actually started running more pick and roll action. She did some pick and roll cuts where she made the little pass here and there. That's cool and all, but if you're a point guard, I need you to get Aaliyah Boston going. I need you to get easier shots for Kelsey. Kelsey had to make her own shots. She was creating her own shot, and in the second half, Kelsey couldn't even touch the goddamn ball because CeCe too busy ball hogging it and trying to run people over to get to the basket. You're not in Iowa no more. You are in Indiana. You have a team. Use them. Stop trying to make a pass just to add to your damn stats. It's crazy, dog. It's like everybody doesn't know basketball anymore. Everybody's stuck on this new type of basketball, this Phoenix Suns bullshit. That's all the Indiana Fever are. They're the Phoenix Suns. That's all they are. The only difference is they have post players who could do more than what Amari could do. Amari was just athletic, but he started adding to his game because he started getting injured a lot. So when he added to his game, he was able to work in the post, get a hook shot, get a little midi. You know, he started working on that. But Las Vegas snatched their souls at the end. They showed you a championship team compared to an up-and-coming team. The Fever just has to clean up some of their stuff, but they gotta play defense. Caitlin Clark has got to stop with this fouling and this pushing people. That's why she got a tech. She should have got another tech when she was showing up the ref, I think, in the second half. And she should have got a damn tech when she hit Asia Wilson in the damn face. And then she just pushed Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young. She should have got a tech or should have got a foul call. But they not going to do that to White Jesus. White Jesus can't do no wrong. Remind me of Michael Jordan. Black Jesus can't. That Black Jesus can't do nothing wrong. He get away with pushing off, but everybody else, it's a foul. But congratulations to Asia Wilson, man, for that game. She balled out. She struggled early, and then late she hit some shots to help carry the team. Kelsey Plum hit some big shots. Kelsey Plum continues to do her thing. She continues to play her game correctly and get the job done. You know, I love that. I love that about her. She continues to grow. She just has to continue working on her game, and I believe she'll be all right. Not work on her game, but continuously get her shots. Now, the Chicago Sky and the Minnesota Lynx. This game never felt to me that the Lynx were going to lose. I love the heart, the passion, the fight that Chicago played, but it was all fake bravado. It was all fakeness. You guys told me that this team would be better without Angel Reese. All you got was a Cardoso who's still trying to get the ball. Kennedy Carter was the only guard to get her the ball. Everybody else struggled. Cardoso, they're trying to set her up like a post player. Cardoso could cut to the basket, and she could shoot. I don't know if they watched film on her at South Carolina, but Cardoso can play from the elbow to the three-point line all the way inside. And she's very good in situational football. She's very good in situational football. I mean football. My bad. Situational basketball. I'm watching a football game getting it mixed up. But Cardoso did great on the boards. Izzy did a good job. The problem is that this is why I told people that they're going to miss Angel. Angel would have gave Nafisa Collier problems. Attacking the basket, getting her offensive boards, or getting her teammates offensive boards, or just going at Nafisa, being physical with her. Nafisa would have struggled because she has a 7 feet wingspan, and that gives a lot of the players problems. And this is why I said that they missed her in the Mercury game later. But Angel Reese's ability to switch on 1 through 5 is what gave the Sky an advantage, because every time Courtney Williams tries to get to that mid-range, Angel would switch off and put hands in her face and make it difficult for her. Also, you miss Angel Reese on offense directing everybody. See, people forget Angel Reese was a point guard. She knows how to set everybody up. Lizzie Allen brings the ball up, but she really is not a floor general. She could play the point guard, but she's not really a floor general. Angel Reese was putting everybody in the right place. They just weren't capitalizing on the shots they needed to make. Kennedy Carter is a phenomenal talent, great player, but she struggles at certain points of the game when it's time for her to when it's time for her to continuously move the ball. She goes to this one-on-one action, and a lot of times that hurts you more than help you. I felt like they should have got Michaela Onowerye more involved with the offense. I felt Dana could have been tremendous this game. I would have had Dana subbing in for Kennedy Carter at certain points of the game so Dana could get off. Dana is a good she's a good 2 guard. If you let Dana just play her game and just go to score, she's not worrying about distributing and all that crap, Dana could light a team ass up. But I don't know what Teaspoon was looking at. I felt like they should have gave it to Dana a little more. Brianna Turner did her best, but you could tell that she doesn't know what's going on. I felt they put the ball in her hands too much in the post. They should have had Brianna Turner floating outside of the paint. Let Izzy do her thing down low, or let Camilla do their thing down low. Get the ball to them so they could get an easy basket. I would have let Izzy touch the ball a little more. Izzy Michaela needed to touch the ball more. Kennedy she had dominated the ball way too much. Lizzie at times gets stuck in, I got to attack or I got to distribute, but I'm attack this play. And she attacks, but she's attacking wrong. What she needed to do, in my opinion, was get the ball to Michaela Onyewerye a lot more. And Izzy, get it in their spots. Let them get an easy basket. Let Brianna get an easy basket, either on a cut play or pick and roll action. This is where you don't have to have a floor general all the time. Sometimes you can get the ball to your playmakers and get the ball in certain spots for players to operate. Michaela is a beast at the free throw line or the elbows. Those are her red money shots. You want to get her the ball there. Or attacking the basket. She has a big frame. She's gonna muscle a lot of the girls at her position, and it's easy for her to get some points. You know, it's great. She's great at getting points for you in the paint because of her length and her size and her stockiness. The bench didn't give you shit really. Because I don't think Teresa didn't really stick with the bench like that. You know, she didn't stick with the bench like that. She didn't really cater to the bench when I felt she should have. I felt she should have a little bit catered to the bench some more. But I would have put Dana in a lot more. Kennedy needed to get a break more. You played Kennedy way too many minutes. When the fourth quarter came, she was gassed. So they struggled. They had that one little push. She was done. Like, she went to the sideline. They lost the lead. The Lynx started hitting their threes. Like I said, when the Lynx start hitting their threes, they're a very tough team. They're very tough, a hard team to beat. Angel is missed dramatically because a lot of the stuff the Lynx were doing, they wouldn't have got away with that stuff if you had Angel and Diamond on the floor. Diamond played great defense. Her offense was terrible, I agree. She was taking bad shots, but what Diamond did was bring a toughness on the perimeter. She kept Kennedy healthy a lot because she would guard the best player on the other team when she came in the game. Angel and her would be able to switch off from the post to the perimeter because Angel used to be a point guard, so she plays the perimeter great. She could play from the post to the perimeter. She's up for being a defensive. She's up for being a first or second team defense. So you got to give her respect. Also, she's up to being an All-NBA team. So you have to pay attention to what it is. Everybody thinks everything is scoring. Cardoso is not ready to have the offense run through her. I felt they should have ran the offense through Michaela and Izzy more. And I think they would have did well. They wouldn't have won, but they would have did a better job. I would have let Michaela guard Nafisa a lot more than Izzy and Brianna. Michaela is a little quicker and a little stronger than those two, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I felt like they should have D'd them up more. The Minnesota Lynx just attacked where Angel would be. They attacked the perimeter. not the perimeter, but the elbow, the baseline jumper, the three-point line. Nafisa was cooking their ass. Nafisa went off this game because you didn't have Angel out there. So all you people telling me they're better without Angel, shut your ass up because you don't know basketball. They just proved to you they're not. It's not about just offense. Defensively, Angel is a nightmare to go against because she can guard 5 positions. She is great off the switches. She's the reason Camilla could stay out of foul trouble because she takes on the switching or she takes on guarding the better player while Camilla could stay in the back and just rim protect. Y'all don't understand basketball. Then defensively, she's able to get her own, she's able to attack the basket, get putbacks a lot, which is an energy, which is an energy boost. When she gets an offensive rebound or she's battling getting a defensive rebound or she's the stopgap between the guards and the post, getting the ball to Camilla, getting Camilla some easy looks, that makes the team better. But see, y'all don't see that. They played the Washington Mystics without Kennedy. They only lost by 4. Do you know why they got their ass blown out by the Mystics without Angel? Because Angel is the key. She's the floor general and the defensive anchor. You lose that. Now, everybody's like, well, HD, but they lost earlier in the season by a lot by Phoenix. Yes, they did. But that wasn't her fault. The problem was your guards weren't hitting shots. You had Banham in. If you would have had Banham come off the bench and had somebody else starting, they wouldn't have lost to the Mercury like that. That's facts. So the Lynx dominated this game from the outside and in. Hines Allen got into the game. That was a great trade they made with Washington to get Hines Allen over there. Hines Allen's ability to defend all 5 positions, even though she's undersized, she does a hell of a job switching, and she can score in the post, and she could shoot all 3 levels. She could pass the ball. She could defend, and her defense on Camilla, getting physical with her, getting a lower base, really helped her out a lot. Helped her out tremendously. Excuse me. Helped her out tremendously. But it is what it is. I mean, they're a bad team. Everybody keeps telling me this team is great. I'm like, at what? What are they great at? They're not showing me they're great. They're showing me that they don't get the goddamn job done. But this ain't no diss to this ain't no diss to the Spoon and the team. It's just Angel really is missed bad. Her leadership, her toughness is showing on the court. They do not look good without her. They just look like a bunch of chickens with their head cut off. And then when they actually play good, they exert so much energy to try to get back in the game or get the lead in the game that they're done. The Sky have no depth. They don't really have a bench. Everybody's like, oh, they got that hardship player. Why aren't they playing them? That's what it means. A hardship contract is just to have an emergency body. They just need somebody for an emergency. They don't need somebody to come in and try to change life. So, Odyssey Sims, I felt, would have been a great pickup earlier this year. But hey, they screwed the pooch. But the Sky lost this game because they lost the game because of defense. They weren't rotating correctly, and they got in foul trouble. There was some fouls was questionable, but hey, Minnesota's going to get the whistle. They're the better team. I felt like offensively it was too Kennedy Carter ball dominant instead of getting the ball inside to Camilla at times. And I felt like Michaela and Izzy should have got going early. I blame the guards. I blame Kennedy and Lizzie for this loss because they didn't get the ball to people at certain times. Kennedy was going one-on-one way too much. You can't break it like that. You have to how do I say, you can't break what's going on in the action. You have to try to get the ball to your scorers and to your playmakers. Michaela Onowerye is a very good player when you get her going. Izzy's a great player when you get her going. You got to know when to do that. And this is the difference between having a guard or a point guard or having an Angel Reese on the floor. If Angel Reese was on the floor, she was going to get the ball to Onowerye and to Izzy every time. Or to Banham or to Kennedy. She would have got Kennedy an easier shot. That's the stuff y'all don't notice. Angel had the team playing great. Angel need to work on her handles in the offseason and work on her shot and her handles. I want her to run the point forward. I think by her running the point forward, you don't have to put all that pressure on when you draft a point guard or when you draft a 3-and-D player or you draft or you pick up a point guard in free agency if Lizzie don't want to come back. So she has to work on that to me. I would have her focus on that and run the point forward next year because I could see what she could do. She could play around that perimeter area and it will open up the offense so much. You could get Michaela the ball at certain spots near the basket or at the elbow. You could get the ball to Camilla on the cuts or get the ball to Camilla in an easier position where she could finish at the hoop. Kennedy will be able to get her mid-range off, her shot off, get after she get the ball, get to her spot, or pass it to her to get to her spot. Angel did a lot of that stuff, and it shows. So the Lynx, like I said, the Lynx could win the championship this year. They're deep. The Lynx are deep. I think they're like the deepest team next to the Liberty in the league. They're the two deepest teams. Their bench is vicious. Courtney Williams is probably the best point guard this year outside of what's her name? Outside of Chelsea Gray. I believe she's probably the best point guard in the league. Also, who else? Alyssa Thomas is a great point guard. Even though they say she's a forward and stuff, she really runs point guard for the Connecticut Sun. Sykes has been good since she's came back, but Courtney Williams has probably been the best point guard next to Van Slow for the New York Liberty. Van Slow has been great too at point guard, but with her being out, I could also give that to Sabrina or Jaquel and them run the point well, but strictly pure point guard that's in the game, Courtney Williams has been the best point guard this year next to Chelsea Gray. Them two have been the best this year. And guys, CC is not a point guard. CC is a two guard who can play make. She's a two guard. She's not a point. So stop trying to make her a point guard. So thank you guys, man, for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. If y'all love what you hear, you can donate to the page. Go to the description box, hit the link to my Cash App to donate whatever your heart's desire. You guys can also donate to my Zelle. There's a number in the description box. Put that in the search engine for your app or Zelle.com and you'll find my account to donate. You can super chat when we're live or premiere, or you can leave a super thanks after the video's over with. And shoot, that's about it, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Much love to y'all. Keep grinding. I'm out. Deezy.